Greetings, Kindred. I am Voivode Maquette, and welcome back to our World of Darkness and another episode of Level by Level. Tonight, we are going to be going over the Level 3 Fortitude power of Defy Bane. This is a big one. This is one of the things that takes it from you're just a supernatural creature to having just the ability to handle things that most vampires would not typically be able to handle. The book says, by preparing themselves with an expenditure of power, the vampire can make themselves temporarily resistant to fire and sunlight, as well as other grievous wounds that would threaten them with final death. So we're actually getting into the big ones. Fire and sunlight are the things that end a vampire. These are your banes. These are the true vampire weaknesses, and the fact that there is a level of fortitude that actually lets you kind of bypass a little of it, that's pretty insane. The cost is only one rouse check. You're only calling the blood up a little bit to try to get access to a power that allows you to do this. The dice pools are wits plus survival to activate reflexively. So this is the kind of thing where if something happens, you might actually be able to pull this out. You might be able to actually pull this out even if you had not prepared yourself ahead of time. The system states that the user can convert a number of aggravated damage equal to their fortitude rating to superficial damage when sustained. They may not heal that superficial damage for the rest of the scene. This power converts a number of damage per scene, not per wound or per attack. So in other words, you can get too much. Since it says straight out here that this power converts a number of damage per scene. So if you have this power, you can only use it to convert the first 5 levels that you're going to take in the entire scene from aggravated to superficial damage. And you may not use toughness to convert that damage down any further. It says here that this power converts a number of damage per scene, not per wound per attack, and they may not heal that superficial damage for the rest of the scene. So there is a little bit of a speed bump when it comes to here. Now they also have a little bit of an example here, and I will go ahead and read that off. Someone has a fortitude of 3. During the upcoming brawl, he could, for example, convert 2 points of aggravated damage to superficial, and then convert 1 more point of aggravated damage taken the next turn before his power expires. Now, the user can renew this power once expired by making another rouse check. So if you've already converted, like again, let's go ahead and say that you're completely maxed out. You've got your 5 levels of fortitude. If you've already converted 5 levels of aggravated damage to superficial, you can then again do another rouse check to allow yourself to do it. So it's basically a rouse check to convert the number of points of fortitude you have to superficial damage. I hope I'm not just rambling on. This makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. If endangered unexpectedly, the user can activate this power reflexively with a wits plus survival roll with a difficulty of 3. Upon receiving aggravated damage, if the user fails the test, the power does not activate. If they win the test, they must make a rouse check to pay for the power. So this is actually one of the few disciplines I've seen so far in V5 that if you use it reflexively and you fail, it just doesn't work. Most disciplines just work automatically. So that is actually really neat to see something like that. The duration is 1 scene or until expires, whichever comes first. And again, I want to stress this. When it says expires, it means when you've converted the amount of damage from aggravated to superficial that you have in fortitude levels. So again, if you have 5 levels of fortitude and you take 6 aggravated damage, you can convert 5 of them to superficial damage. And then during the next round, you could very well do another rouse check, which would activate 5 more levels that you can convert. But you cannot heal that superficial damage until the scene ends. So, this is a little bit more complicated than most of the other disciplines that we've covered so far, but I do think it is one of those things that when you really stop and think about it, it does make a lot of sense. I like the way that it's written out, and it also makes it so if somebody has a level of Fortitude, they're not completely indestructible, they're just harder to take out. I am Voivode Maquette, this is Our World of Darkness, and this has been Level by Level Fortitude, where we have taken a look at Defy Bane. Class dismissed.